got hired on as actually writers, though? You just went straight to the editing?
Do you want to go first?
I didn't. I first got hired on as a writer, and then I just was recently, like a month ago, yeah, it's a month ago now, was promoted to an editor position. Probably wouldn't have happened if I hadn't have already had that experience from the 49er. But they definitely, like, if I hadn't have known AP style, like, really well, you know, because typically when you're hired on as a first-time writer, you're probably going to be copy editing too. A lot of positions are becoming, you know, multiple things into one. So you can be a great writer, but like you still need all these other skills.
Yeah, I didn't start out writing, and it's funny now that I'm city editor, I actually do more writing than I ever did on the copy desk. So it's, you know, there's breaking news, holy crap, gotta hurry up, write something up, get it online while the reporter's digging on something. So it just kind of depends.
And Lauren Williams.
All right, go ahead and take your seat. This is Lauren Williams, and she's from the Daily Pilot. Right now we're just doing a Q&A, so I'm going to pass the microphone between you guys, and they're just asking questions. So, yeah.
Maybe you run the same questions like
Yeah.
Laura,
Okay. Just basically, we're just wondering, where do you work? What do you do there? Also, what did you do in campus media, and how did it affect you?
So I'm Lauren Williams, and I am the public safety reporter at the Daily Pilot, and that means I cover court and crime and police. What was the other question?
What campus media were you involved in when you were here, and how did it affect you?
I was involved in the Daily 49er, and sometimes even like now when I make phone calls, I say, "Hi, I'm Lauren from the Daily 49er." I've worked like a bunch of places since then, but like I still say Daily 49er. And how did it affect me? It made me love journalism. Like I really got a sense of what I would be doing in the professional world, and that's how I fell in love with journalism.
Let's see. What helped you most to get your first job in journalism?
Working at the student newspaper, undoubtedly. I mean, just being able to say that you've had so many, because, you know, when you're thrown into the student newspaper, you have so many responsibilities. And you can say, I've edited, I've designed, I've assigned stuff, you know, I've reported, written an arts piece. You know, your portfolio is so much more extensive when you work at the student newspaper or any media outlet, so. Oh, okay. I know.
What was your starting pay and hours like when you began working in the field of journalism?
My starting pay, I was an assistant at the Times, and it was horrible. It was really, really bad. I don't know what it was, but I know it was low. There wasn't a comma in my paycheck, my monthly paycheck. And what was the other?
Did you work nights, days?
Everything.
hours?
You know, as an assistant, I would work like till midnight and then come in at 6 sometimes, 6 in the morning. I was working at CNS. It's a news wire for the Southern California region. And I would work 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So it's just, that's the hours in this business. So.
And last question, structured question. What is your favorite part about working in the field of journalism?
It has to be that, like, every day you do something different. You know, you don't just go sit in a cubicle, crunch numbers, or do whatever. Like, every day, you know, I might be talking to bird people, or I might be talking to lawyers, or I might be doing something on someone being killed, or working with school people, or it's just so interesting, and you get to meet a lot of people, and you get to learn a lot about a lot of different things, so that has to be it.
And I think I'll just keep it open now for Q&A, so whoever wants to ask anything.
For the trade publications, are you guys seeing the same blow that everybody pretty much else is feeling in the media world, with, you know, basically prints going out of style? You need to keep everything basically online for everybody to read and be up to date on every few seconds, update, refresh page, so on and so forth, or are you sticking to your magazine or to a publication that's in hard copy?
Currently still, the print part is our main form of revenue, most definitely. You know, publications across the board are still figuring out how to gain revenue off of online. But we definitely have our new slogan is web first, like everyone, I posted like 7 stories today, for example, just for one of the magazines I'm working on. But what's happening, I think, with trade publications, they're having to globalize with the businesses. So like for one of the publications, we're on the 18th, actually, we're starting a global newsletter that's going to go out every 2 weeks. And then eventually we want to build that up to our print edition goes global. So it's not necessarily that the print side is dying, it's just that we're doing it differently. Yeah, did that answer your question?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What classes that you took at Cal State Long Beach do you feel were the most beneficial?
English grammar. Yeah, see, it's shocking. No, 300. And I can't remember who I had, but he was totally monotone and he was hilarious because he never changed his voice and he'd crack jokes. You just had to be listening. And the reason I say English grammar is because a lot of people don't understand sentence structure, period. Done. I can dissect a sentence. I can re-put it back together. I can tell you why what you just said basically said that the dog set the house on fire, when in fact it was the toddler. Or it was the car that had a heart attack, not the driver. Most people don't see that. And that has been such a strong skill for me to have, in that I think I don't know, Lauren, maybe you can speak to this. Sometimes I think I say things to the reporters and their eyes just glaze over, like, what about the comma? Can you do that again? But it's true because it's important, I mean, most of the email I think we get as a newspaper is, you guys don't know grammar, you don't know spelling, and that's what your readers are really going to nail you on. They're not going to nail you on, okay, your lead was 40 words. They're not counting that, right? But they are going to look at a comma and they're going to say, that comma shouldn't be there, So definitely to take an English grammar class. I don't think it's part of your curriculum anymore. I was the last class that had to take it. What?
They made a new class. It's a requirement. 6 weeks.
Oh, still take it. I'm not even joking. That was, okay, well, good. I still reference the book we used in my class. I will pull it out. I mean, we have Mona, right? English is her 3rd language, I think. Yeah. She speaks Arabic, French, and then English. So sometimes I have to pull the book out and I copy a page and I explain to her why this matters. And it's been really helpful for my relationship with her. But it really helps too if I think something's wrong, I can look it up. So I really recommend that class. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. I'll pass it on to you guys.
Yeah, I never got a chance to take do you guys still have the copy editing class, right? I don't know if you learn a lot about a grammar structure and that, but mine, I actually got the same thing from my linguistics classes that I took through anthropology, because you break down sentence structure. If I hadn't have gotten that, it's another reason as to why I got promoted recently, because I was copy editing stuff and I was getting response from my editors. Well, why did you do that? Well, why is it this way? And then I'd, explain to them grammatically, bust out my grammar books and show them. They're like, oh my God, I never knew all these years. No one ever told me that. Or I just never noticed. So definitely being able to write descriptively and creatively is excellent, but you really need to understand the fundamentals of writing. I think that can go overlooked. As far as journalism classes, I'm gonna think about that for a second.
I would say law. That's where you really learn about allegedly and not allegedly and all that important stuff.
Someone in a headline
Right, and how not to leave yourself open to lawsuits. So you should definitely pay good attention in law. That's mine.
I guess mine was actually probably the writing and public relations class. 1, because we got a lot of writing skills. And 2, it was nice as a journalist to get a little bit of the PR side to kind of understand a little bit more of where they're coming from and kind of what they're learning in their classes. I feel like, especially being in a trade publication, that's helped me a